Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.
TSC has streaming television services available in the Gigahood, delivered over our blazing fast fiber internet. Choose TV to fit your family's needs. Enjoy our basic package with all the local channels, or try the extended basic package with sports, news, music, and family entertainment. Download the Your TV Green app and use your Amazon Fire Stick to start watching today. Still need internet? Go to www.telcirco.com and choose the Connect Me button to complete the fiber connection form, and we'll take care of the rest.
The St. Mary's Memorial High School Alumni Foundation is proud to support St. Mary's athletics. We invite you to become a member of the Alumni Foundation by checking out our website at www.mhsaf.com or checking us out on Facebook. Good luck, Riders.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their three-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
The importance of quality driver's education for our teens is essential. Capabilities has provided classroom and in-car driving instruction for St. Mary's and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Live classroom and online options are available for our students. Capabilities also administers the Ohio BMV driver's exam for our students and the general public. Contact Capabilities today to learn more about our driver's education services.
Well, good evening, everyone, and we welcome you to another Rider Nation Station sports telecast. As tonight, we bring you boys high school basketball from Grand Lake Health Systems Court as the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans come to town to take on the St. Mary's Rough Riders. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Joe Hurlbert. I'll be bringing you all the play-by-play action of tonight's contest. Joining me tonight in the booth, Kelly J. and Andy Rammel. I'll tell you what, we're here. We're playing basketball right ahead of this storm that's supposed to come this weekend. So let's get this one in.
Let's get this one in before things hit. And
absolutely.
We'll see. Everybody can get home and get in the living room, cuddle up.
Well, that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, okay. Watching us.
Absolutely.
Watching us. There you go.
Well, the OG Titans come in 8-3, 3-1 in the Western Buckeye League. They stand in second place in the league. There are three teams tied for first place: Wapak, Shawnee, and Van Wert, all with perfect 4-0 marks. OG is right behind them. The Rough Riders, 2-10 on the season, 0-4 in the Western Buckeye League. And I'll tell you what, they got a monumental task tonight, taking on the OG Titans. Let's talk about the Titans.
All right, as you said, 8-3, 3-1 coming into tonight. They are fresh off of a win, a pretty decisive win over Elida, who is struggling right now, but a decisive 59-24 win over Elida last week. They've had a couple of very close games, a loss to Wapak, and as you just said, Wapak right now sitting top of the WBL standing, 47-45 loss a couple weeks ago. So very, very good competitive game there, and they won another very competitive 40-38 game over Defiance, and that was a little earlier in the season. So they've had some pretty close WBL games. As always, you just expect the OG Titans to come in and give you a well-coached, well-played game. They're kind of right now kind of the gold standard in the WBL, and as far as both men's and women's basketball. Have struggled the last couple of years, kind of the post-Colin White years, and I think they did 4 years in a row of state Final Fours. Am I right on that one?
If not that, it was regional final.
Yeah.
They were in the mix there.
Yeah, something ridiculous like that. So the last year 8-13 overall. Actually had a 6-game losing streak in the middle of the season. So not up to necessarily their standards, and I think they've kind of rebuilt this year a little bit. and are really starting to, hit their form. They are led in scoring by 6'4" senior Brody Fortman, coming in at 16 points per game, and Jordan Shoemaker at 8 points per game. And then you look at the rest of the lineup, and really it's very, very consistent but spread out. Everybody's pitching in a little bit of something to come up with a 56-point a game scoring average. Obviously, they're getting contributions from a little bit of everything. They are defensively giving up just 40 points a game. And so if you look at St. Mary's, that's what St. Mary's is scoring offensively. So St. Mary's obviously is looking at this trying to be a lower scoring game.
We talk about that. St. Mary's was successful against Wapak, and Wapak's not a team that's going to hang 70 on you. They're going to make you play offense, play good, tough defense. OG's one who can do it both ways, and that's what scares you in a game like this. They can win a game like they did against Defiance, scoring only 40 points and allowing 38, but they can also hang 71 on you.
Yes.
And run. And so possessions are going to become really valuable. Turnovers are going to be critical. If St. Mary's can keep it in that 10 to 12 range, under 10 would be ideal, but that's awfully optimistic against the kind of pressure that OG usually brings. They'll run and jump you. They'll hand check you in ways that are technically fouls, but don't seem to ever get called. And so they'll move you off position. And if St. Mary's is relying on trying to score 60, 65 points to win this game, that's probably not the plan. It's probably not where we're going to be. Again, they could surprise us because St. Mary's is a scrappy group. They are improving, even though record-wise they are not.
Right.
They're battling with some high-quality teams. That game against Wapak the other night was down to the wire, and they had chances to get blown out, and they just refused to allow that to happen.
37-32 lost versus Wapak. 40-35 to Defiance. So they're in the games.
That's the kind of game you have to have tonight.
Right.
If you let this get into a running game, let OG set their press up after making easy baskets off turnovers, it's going to be a long night. But if you can control possession and dictate pace, we can play with these guys.
I think for St. Mary's, two things have got to happen. They cannot allow OG to jump out to a 15-2 lead early in the ball game. And I think they have to control the basketball. They have to take time off the clock by the offensive possession and control the basketball. And, of course, you do that by not turning the ball over.
So I always talk to both coaches prior to the game, and here are my two conversations. Coach Tyson McLaughlin, I said, keys to the game tonight, and he said, we got to control the pace, and he said it's got to be really up-tempo. he said we got to have a up-tempo game for us to do well. And then he also talked about not settling for just a shot, but settling for good shots against the St. Mary's zone. But first thing out of his mouth, pace. Talking to Coach Bargy before the game and said, okay, what's the keys for tonight? And he said, we got to keep the score down. We got to keep the slower pace. And so, it was just like contrasting styles immediately from the coaches in this pregame.
Yep, look for the OG Titans to get it up and down the floor. Look for the Rough Riders to control this ball game as far as the clock is concerned. They're getting ready to lower the flag for the playing of our national anthem here at Grand Lake Health Center Court. We're going to step away. While they do, we'll come back with the introduction of players and the tip-off of tonight's Western Buckeye League matchup between the OG Titans and the St. Mary's Rough Riders right after this.
St. Mary's traditions include football, SMAB, and Fowler's TV. Founded in 1957 by Richard and Peggy, Fowler's TV is celebrated like a Rough Rider first down for its dedication to high-quality electronics, custom installations of indoor and outdoor TVs, Sonos sound systems, surveillance systems, and so much more. With 12 months of special financing available on approved credit, shopping local has never been better. Fowler's knowledgeable and friendly staff uphold the tradition of exceptional customer care, servicing only what they sell with the same or next-day service.
Albert Sporting Goods, outfitting your team since 1980. Our products consist of individual and team equipment for all community organizations, club teams, high school and collegiate sports. We personalize your gear with embroidery, screen printing, digitizing and graphic design with on-site services to deliver quality uniforms, spirit wear, and fulfill every equipment need. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com.
Tell you later.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Court. Joe Hurlbert alongside Kelly J. and Andy Rammel. Of course, your husband makes it on the screen. Of course, Doug's got the camera in his face down there, but nonetheless.
I'll jump in, and so we don't have to look at him. And,
excellent.
And I'll go over some St. Mary's stuff for you here.
Perfect.
All right, so the Rough Riders come in at 2-10, 0-4, led in scoring by Caden Geiger, who has strung together several really pretty strong games here of late. He's sitting at 8.7 points per game, closely followed behind by Blake Dingledine with 8.5 points per game. Casey Gross, 6 points a game, and Aiden Meinerding just under 6 points a game. So those are kind of the primary scores for the Riders. We'll get about 5 points a game from Huck Hertenstein off the bench. And as we've said before, for the Riders to be successful, they have to take care of the ball, and they have to break the press. And again, talking with Coach Bargy before the game, after he talked about keeping the score down, he said, obviously we got to take care of the ball. We can't have a bunch of turnovers, and we got to break the press. I asked him, okay, what kind of press are we going to see? And he says, a lot of man full court, and then some trapping out of that. So a lot of times a run and jump type of thing, and that is something that the Riders have struggled with in some games this season. So we'll see if they can handle the ball.
I think another unspoken key is, can St. Mary's keep the game close enough to stay in their zone?
Yeah.
If we have to go man-to-man, it's not as effective. OG is filled with shooters, and so getting out to those guys onto the wings, making the guard to wing bump is going to be critical. Can we stay in that zone and keep it close and keep it into that mid-40s kind of game? I think we'd be in it.
And they did that really well against Wapak.
Yes.
And if I look at my notes here, the turnovers in the last couple of weeks, we've got New Bremen on January the 2nd, 21 turnovers. That was a hideous ball handling exhibition. But then we get to, a couple days later, January 6th against Parkway, down to 11 turnovers. January 9th, Defiance, 12 turnovers. Wapak, 9 turnovers. Did not stat Coldwater, so I'm not sure what that was. But you see the trend. We're starting to take care of the ball a little bit better.
And I think that's expected with a new coaching group. They're starting to find their rotation. Guys you can trust in pressure times. And it's weighing out. These guys are getting some experience. There's a lot of seniors who are new, but half a season in, we talked about this, I think, the last time I was on there. If we're still talking about new, they're showing that they're not so new anymore. They're starting to fill in their roles and find it out.
And look at the number. We're 12 games in. We're halfway through the season. So yeah, you're right, Andy. It's time to say we're not young anymore.
Yeah, not new. But again, you're starting to see the results of that, and it's showing up in the stat sheet that they're not new anymore as well. This is going to test that again, though.
When I looked at the roster when I came down, I saw for OG the height. I didn't know who played and how many minutes they would play, but they've got kids that are 2 kids that are 6'6". They got a kid 6'7" off the bench. They've got a couple of kids that are 6'4". So I think the Rough Riders are going to have to absolutely, without a doubt, box out underneath and try to control the boards.
Their overall height is probably more impressive than their individual height.
Right.
If you look at their starting lineup, 5'10", 6'4", 6 foot, 6'3", 6 foot. So good overall height, and that's something that the Riders have at times struggled with, keeping teams off the offensive boards. So if they can control the boards and control the ball, who knows?
And that's talking to the boys at school today, they still have a belief that they can compete. It's difficult to do that when your record is what it is, but they're still talking pretty positive,
right?
Which is encouraging.
And like I said, it's this point of the game, or this point of the season, and you look at the scores, they have been competitive, and they have not hung their heads when they've gotten behind. They've continued to scrap and tried to stay in games, and that's a sign of maturity, a sign of growth.
And you give a lot of credit to a coaching staff to get you to that point,
right?
Where you're not judging yourself by the scoreboard all the time, but by the execution on the floor. And I've seen improvement through the 12 games that St. Mary's has played so far.
However, and this was prior to the game, we said there are no moral victories.
No.
They really like a victory.
Yes.
All righty, the tip is controlled by the OG Titans, and we are underway here at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. Titan has it, and it's slapped away. We got a foul on the play, 13 seconds in, as Blake Dingledine picks up his first personal foul.
Again, you like to dig down into the post, but you want to come from bottom to top instead of top down.
Yep.
Inbound pass comes to Fortman. Fortman will give it to Adam Mag.
Casey Gross got his hand on that one.
Riders are in their 2-3 zone. Titans will play keep away out beyond the arc. Drop it down low to Yeager. Fortman to Mag, back to Fortman, drives the paint, has the ball swiped away from him. Good job by the Rough Riders. Here comes Dingledine. Quickly to Minerding, underneath it goes to Rhodes, and he is hacked by Brody Fortman. And he'll go to the line and shoot two. Oh, he got killed.
And that should probably point out that first possession by OG was a 45-second possession. That is definitely what the Riders are looking for, keeping the pace low.
Yep.
Rhodes hits the first one, he'll get another. Got them both. Riders lead on the Sean Barnett Electrical scoreboard. Tell you what, despite the weather outside, the OG fans came in force. Good contingency on hand to support the Titans. The Riders fans on the other side, good crowd for the Riders. Ball almost thrown out of bounds.
Got a nice student section tonight, too.
Absolutely. There's a theme. There's got to be a theme here.
Is it a whiteout?
It could possibly be a whiteout.
It is a whiteout.
Is it a whiteout?
I believe there's a school dance tonight.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, we just heard from our producer, the snowball dance.
It's a snowball dance. How cool. Fortman will trigger it in. Adam Mag with the basketball. He'll set it up at the top of the key. Swing it around, shot put up, and good by Brayton Heitmeyer.
One of the stats that I saw in examining the stats provided by Coach McLaughlin, that they are launching like 18 threes a game, so they are not shy. And that's if I'm doing my math correctly. I think we all know that's not always the best. Man-to-man by the Titans.
Geiger has it knocked away, picks it back up. Mag is on Gross. Geiger has the ball stolen away, and we've got a foul, and I think it's going to be on Dingledine, and he picks up his second personal foul here with 5:47 to go in the first quarters. And quickly off the bench for the Riders, Huck Hertenstein will come in, and Blake Dingledine will have a seat.
Those are 2 unfortunate fouls for the Riders right off the bat. So, now you're looking at your second leading scorer probably sitting the rest of this quarter and sometimes maybe even into the second quarter as well.
And we'll see how that affects the zone rotations.
Right.
I thought Blake did a nice job of filling some stuff in.
Riders picked up the turnover from OG Titans and then turned it right back with a travel by Aiden Meinerding. You see it right there on our Larry Schaff Auto Sale replay. OG has the basketball in the lead, 3-2, 5:34 remaining. You see it there in the upper right-hand portion of your screen. Three-point shot put up by Heitmeyer.
Heitmeyer coming in at 28% from the 3, and I think 2 in a row now, right?
Yes. I believe OG's only 2 shot attempts so far, too.
Geiger attempts to put it up, knocked out of bounds.
Nolan Dooling is one of those big men that you talked about in the pregame, Joe. 6'6" junior, and he's a well-built young man, and he just kind of played behind Caden Geiger and said, no, not in this house.
Landon Peaster is in the ball game, number 23. Oh, nice attempt. Rebound comes down to the OG Titans. Reverse layup is good by Dooling.
Nice little reverse spin by Dooling. Looked like the old style Mike and drill there.
Oh, yeah.
My husband would say, you're showing your age by making that reference.
Hertenstein down in the paint, goes up with a shot. Nope, won't go. Rebound comes down to Shoemaker. Here comes the Titans. They're coming the other direction. Peaster with the basketball.
There was a travel
to Mag.
that he did
Yes,
get
it
away
was.
with. Yeah.
Hertenstein misses the rebound. Shot put up by Peaster, no good. OG controls the boards again. Heitmeyer. In the corner it goes to Dooling, and we've got a whistle and a foul underneath.
That was a good box out.
Fortman comes back in for OG, and we have a timeout on the floor with the score. The Titans 8, the Rough Riders 2. We'll be right back. And speaking of great teams, St. Mary's Foundry would like to thank its very own team of hardworking employees for their loyalty and dedication. If you're looking for rewarding challenges and first-string wages and benefits, check us out at stmfoundry.com or on hometownopportunities.com. St. Mary's Foundry, where iron and ingenuity meet.
Miller Funeral Home has been serving the Rough Rider community in its time of need since the 70s. Our business is a family affair, dedicated to serving families with integrity, dignity, and compassion. Miller Funeral Home, proud to be a supporter of the Rough Rider community.
I was dividing.
Already back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court after the timeout. The Titans lead 8-2, 3:46 remaining. Riders have the basketball. Casey Gross with it. Being guarded there by Grant Leopold.
Casey Gross did a great job on that possession, not turning his head and thus not allowing the OG defender to run up behind him and trap him.
Turnover right into the hands of Peaster. He's going to take it coast to coast. Ball fake, goes up with a shot, foul, and it'll count.
Peaster did a great job of just waiting, absorbing the contact, and then muscling up to get the and one the old-fashioned way.
Reese Howell checks in for the Rough Riders.
Peaster, one of the better free throw shooters for the Titans, but did
Not
that time. In fact, yeah, he's one of the top percentage shooters for the Titans.
Meinerding, spin, drives the lane, ball.
And
Double dribble?
Yeah. don't see that called much. He may have hit it.
No, you don't.
He may have hit it with his other hand when he was rolling through there.
All right, here comes Peaster with the basketball for the Titans, who are up by 8.
And Rich, go ahead and get this possession if you could.
Shot put up by Brody Fortman is good. And the Titans continue to apply pressure to the Rough Rider guards. Casey Groats needs help. Give it to Rhodes. Rhodes lowers his shoulder, no call. Meinerning, spin move, goes up with a shot, won't go. Rebound comes down to Peaster.
This was the pace that Coach McLaughlin talked about. Very, very well executed fast break there by the Titans.
Roy Sellerbrock with the basket. He was fouled. And you can see here in the early goings the depth of the OG bench.
Right. And I said in the pregame that they've just got a whole lot of guys, if you look down through their stat sheet, averaging 4 or 5 points a game. And, you know, you get 6 or 7 guys doing that, and it adds up.
You know, and also the fact is that, you know, you get your 5 players on the floor, you just tell them to go as hard as you can and as fast as you can for 3 minutes, or whatever the case may be, because we got people off the bench that'll give you a break.
I do think St. Mary's has done a really nice job with the full court version of the pressure that's being applied. We've got 5 turnovers already, which is in that danger zone of the averaging of 20 in a game, but it's all those kind of turnovers in the half court.
Right. And that was just an ill-advised pass by Reese Howell.
It's like we're getting the break, or the press broke, and then we relax and make silly passes, and it's causing problems.
Peaster, go ahead.
I was going to say credit to the OG Titan defense down here. They're making it very difficult for the Riders to run their offense. They're running passing lanes. They got a hand in the passing lane, a lot of ball pressure. And, you know.
And when the Riders get the ball, they're right in their face.
Right.
Right now. And it makes it difficult for them to get that first step and do any kind of move to get around them.
I was just going to say that we've had 2 or 3 guys, as they're attacking dribble, fall down. You just got to get your balance. You got to maintain that. Eyes up, looking for the open guy, attacking the basket at the same time. It's
going at their shoulder.
It's the multiple skill of basketball that you have to have. You can't just look at one thing, put your head down, and go.
See, Hertenstein slams it off the leg of Shoemaker. And here again, got it in the corner, and immediately the OG Titans double team in the corner.
Right.
Very well coached.
And the St. Mary's coaching staff talked about that in the pregame, the fact that they do like to trap a lot. And, you know, again, Riders have to have better spacing and take care of the ball. And when you're getting a lot of ball pressure like you're getting right now in this possession, you can't dribble sideways. You gotta put your head down and go at the basket.
Howell, Geiger. Goes up off the window, won't go. Hertenstein has the offensive board, goes up with his shot. Nope, it's short. Rebound on the floor. And I think we're going to get a foul on Howell.
Going after that loose ball.
Yep.
And I'm not going to complain about a guy aggressively going after a ball. And I did like that drive, but even though the Riders didn't connect on it, but Caden Geiger put his head down and he went to the basket. It was a north-south move, not an east-west move.
Carson Yeager, 6'3" junior at the line for the Titans.
A 70% free throw shooter coming into the season, averaging 4.5 points per game. And again, one of the better free throw shooters for the Titans.
Got them both.
How's come your jinx never works when we want it to?
I know.
Shoemaker guarding Geiger over to Huck Hertenstein. It's picked up by Yeager.
Another thing you notice offensively, and we talked about this way back in the Perry game, look where St. Mary's is trying to start their offense from. It's not a scoring position. You're 12, 15 feet outside of the three-point line. Get in there, toe the line, make that pressure have to guard you in a scoreable spot.
Right.
And Casey Gross loses the ball out of bounds. It'll go back into the hands of the OG Titans. Brody Fortman, I think, back into the ball game. He and Adam Mag will bring the basketball up for the OG Titans with 20 ticks remaining. I think they'll set it up for one final shot. Mag, shot put up by Heitmeyer at the buzzer. It will not go. It's short. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score on the Sean Barnett Electrical scoreboard. The OG Titans 17, the St. Mary's Rough Riders 2. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Are you tired of the same old mass-produced items and looking for something unique? We specialize in creating custom projects tailored to your style. Whether it's cutting boards, tables, crosses, or other items, we can bring your ideas to life. Contact Milner Woodworking today to start your custom project.
Hold your horses, literally. Here comes Rocky, trotting in with some big news.
Yeehaw, Rider Nation. The Rider Rooters give back to every Rough Rider sports program.
That's right. Rider Rooters help supply gear, scoreboards, and the extras our athletes need to succeed. So saddle up and purchase your Rider Rooter membership, because here at St. Mary's, riders ride together.
Thank you for your support. Go Riders!
Alrighty, back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. Joe Hurlbert alongside Kelly J and Andy Rammel. Andy, anything stick out with you as far as numbers in the first quarter?
Shooting for sure. St. Mary's is 0 for 5 from the field with 7 turnovers, while OG is a very respectable 6 for 11 with 3 turnovers. And again, those 3 turnovers were very early in the ballgame when St. Mary's was kind of in the pace that they wanted to. We're in the danger zone and not being able to control that pace right now.
St. Mary's has the basketball to start the second quarter. Casey Gross with the basketball, guarded by Mag.
Now, St. Mary's, if you remember, Joe, did have a 3-point quarter against Wapak a couple weeks ago. In that second quarter, had 3 points, and they were able to bounce back in the second half and actually outscored the Redskins in the second half. We'll see if they can bounce back after that. Pretty horrendous their first quarter with 2 points.
Mag with the basketball, 6-foot junior with it. Quickly over to Heitmeyer. The 3-point shot is good.
And Heitmeyer averaging 4 points a game coming in, and he's doubled that. Shooting 28%, and I think he's 3 for 3. He's 3 for 3 right now. So, yeah, that basket's looking pretty big for Brayton right now.
Geiger with the basketball. Underneath the Rose, fall away. Well, I don't say it's fall away. He's fallen down. Hertenstein with 3. Got it. He's a pretty good 3-point shot shooter.
Yes, Hertenstein for his first points of the night. Just averaging just under 5 points a game. Shooting 32% from the 3-point line for Mr. Hertenstein.
Fortman. Heitmeyer with the basketball. He thought about launching one. Mag, back to Heitmeyer, kick it over to Fortman. In the corner it goes to Shoemaker, goes up with a shot, nope, won't go. Rebounds, put back up and in by Carson Yeager, and he's fouled.
And when you looked at that second shot, Rhodes is down there by himself, and he's got 2 OG Titans crashing around him. You can only box out one of them. And, the Titans are sending everybody. It's going to be very important for the Riders to box out even the guards. Nothing but net.
Carson Yeager makes it a 3-point play. He has 5 points on the night.
Odin Dixon into the game for the Riders to see if he can give a little bit of ball handling.
Backdoor play to Geiger. Nice play by the Riders. Nice finish by Caden Geiger.
And the Titans get a travel call for their 4th turnover of the game, according to Andy Rammel.
Pressure being applied by the OG Titans. Geiger picked up by Shoemaker. Dixon with the basketball. Steal by Mag, goes up with the right hand, nope, won't go. Good hustle by Fortman, and he sticks it back up and in.
Dixon picked the ball up there, and really, you can't pick the ball up that far away from the basket with no place to go with it. The Titans are too good defensively. They are right there.
See what? Look at there's another turnover.
I'm seeing probably a timeout by Coach Bargy probably pretty quickly here.
Heitmeyer for 3. Nope, won't go. Rebound Titans. Shot up, no good. Here comes Geiger with the basketball. 3 Titans getting ready to check in. And Casey Gross will check in for the Rough Riders at the next dead ball. Dixon, Geiger, Howell.
Dinkeldine back in the game with those 2 fouls, but hey, you can't save him forever. He's got to play it sometime.
And they boot the ball around. Another turnover by the Rough Riders. Jordan Shoemaker with the basketball to Heitmeyer. Nice run up with Shoemaker, won't go. Last touch. They say it's last touch by the Rough Riders. Here comes 4 Titans in the ball game.
Jordan Shoemaker got away with several steps there on that drive to the basket.
You think so?
Yeah.
St. Mary's wants a full timeout with 4:24 remaining. Titans up 25-7. We'll be back.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a middle school and high school club looking to spread God's love throughout numerous schools and communities of our local area. FCA's favorite play of the game is both teams joining together in prayer at the conclusion of the game. God bless you, sports fans.
I'm Larry Gruber, longtime educator and St. Mary's wrestling coach.
If you're in need for any electrical upgrades, whether big or small, for your business or home, reach out to Sean Barnett Electrical at 567-259-8343.
Trying to do electrical work on your own can be shocking and painful.
Yow! Hi, I'm Sean Barnett with Sean Barnett Electrical for your home or your business, and I do support this pinch.
Alrighty, back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. Riders trail 25-7 on the Sean Barnett Electrical scoreboard. 4:24 remaining here in the first half. It's been all Titans from the get-go.
Andy and I were kind of talking off camera here that prior to the game we were worried about the Riders being able to handle the Titan full court pressure. It hasn't been there. It's been in the half court. Royce
Ellerbrock with another 3 for the OG Titans.
5 points a game, and he's sitting at 6 already. So we've got quite a few guys that have hit their career or their point averages, their averages already.
Meinerding goes in. Gross for 3, nope. And it was last touched by Ellerbrock. St. Mary's will have the basketball under their own basket. Rhodes goes up with a shot, no, and we've got a jump ball. And the OG Titans have the possession arrow. They'll have the basketball.
Unfortunately, Clayton Rhodes is, and we've got him listed at 6 foot there on the roster. Probably maybe a 6 foot, and he's going against some guys that are several inches bigger than him inside, and that's tough to get post moves off against those guys.
Here comes Peaster, takes it to the hole.
Really nice
2 points
drive.
for Landon Peaster.
6'3" junior.
OG has some players to build around for next year, don't they?
Right.
Dingledine, left side, stops, goes up, and gets 2. Rolls it over the front of the rim.
Good step through.
Titans move the basketball extremely well.
Save
Three-point
that.
shot put up by Dooling, no good.
Save that possession right there if you could, Rich.
Meinerding drops it down to Geiger. Geiger needs help. Goes up with a shot. He's fouled.
I know Coach Bargie's been really trying to stress to Caden Geiger the importance of him being able to go in and get some post-up points. And that was a nice attack inside for the junior Caden Geiger.
OG fouls on Dawson Miller.
Geiger with comes in shooting at 76% from the free throw line. He is the Riders' best free throw shooter.
Missed that one.
And
rebound comes down.
And I didn't jinx him because I didn't say anything until after the first miss. So
Peaster in the paint, needs help. Gives it to...
The Titans are they are the aggressors down here on offense.
Meinerding picks up his dribble, and ball was stolen by Shoemaker. Jordan Shoemaker coming the other way. To Peaster all alone. Nope, won't go. Rebound can't be handled by Caden Geiger. Goes out of bounds. Here comes Hertenstein in the ball game. Heitmeyer and Mag check in for OG.
Andy's keeping pretty busy with the subbing over here on the stat board.
I would imagine. They've already played 5 players off the bench. OG has. So as we mentioned a moment ago, they're very deep on the bench. Last touch by Casey Gross.
Casey doing a nice job keeping the correct hand in the passing lane there, so he didn't draw a foul. Coach McLaughlin talked again about not settling for the first maybe not as good a shot against the St. Mary's zone, but making sure that they're working the ball to get the best shot possible. And so far, so good for the Titans.
Brody Fortman. Oop. Nice takeaway by the Rough Riders coming the other way. Meinerding's going to launch a 3. Got it.
Didn't allow the Titan defense to get set up that time.
Shoemaker has the ball stolen. Here comes the Rough Riders the other way. Casey Gross, far side. Needs help, gives it to Meinerding, to Hertenstein, forced it down low to Geiger. Really wasn't an opportunity there to make a good pass.
That pass needs to come from the wing a little bit more and has to have a little air under it.
And you like to see Geiger hold that backside seal just a little better, use his hips and wall that guy off.
Maybe walk him up the lane a little bit.
Again, not the perfect pass, but definitely, I mean, hit him in the hand, catchable.
Shoemaker will give the ball back to Mag. Here comes his... Oh, I failed to tell you this. Did I tell you this? That we were going to be visited by Zach. He wanted to see the Kelly Strader. I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah, yep. And we'll see what kind of clip they are able to save from us for us down below.
OG's going to play for the last shot. Fortman with the basketball. They've spread the floor. Heitmeyer with it.
Riders in
We're
a
under
man.
10. Riders get beat and no. Well, we got a, well.
Good help.
Yep.
And the Titans doing a really nice job in the whole first half of aggressively taking the ball to the basket.
Of course, now I look for a lob into Nolan Dooling with 4.6 seconds. He just checked back in. He's in the corner. Down underneath it goes to Fortman.
And I think Clayton Rhodes was able to draw a charge there.
Very good. So we'll
held
see it
his
here.
ground.
Stand there. Oh, and you see he lowered his shoulder as well.
Yep. Clayton took that one in the chest. That couldn't have felt good.
No. Sometimes you have to take one for the team. That horn sounds the end of the first half with the score on the Sean Barnett Electrical scoreboard. It's the OG Titans 32, the St. Mary's Rough Riders 12. We'll take a break. We'll come back with halftime right after this.
Hey there, Rough Rider Country. If you need a van, truck, car, SUV, motorcycle, camper, boat, or any other form of transportation, come on down to Schaff Auto Sales. I know you got vehicle needs, and I got needs too. I need to know that you got the right kind of truck to get the job done. And I need to know that you got a fun set of wheels to cruise around in. And I need to know that your kids are safe when you take them for a ride.
Thanks, Aaron High, the car guy.
I'm Aaron High, the car guy with Schaff Auto Sales. I sell cars to Rough Rider fans, because that's what I am, and that's who I care about.
Hi, I'm Jay Gibson, proud owner of Varsity Lanes since 2003. Visit Varsity Lanes for exceptional fun and mouth-watering food. Opt for our classic ham and cheese, or choose from various other delectable options. Every Friday night, join Rough Rider fans in the lounge for food, drinks, and St. Mary's football. Can't make it? Takeout and delivery services available. Varsity Lanes is your go-to spot for daily lunch specials and dinner options. Whether you dine in, take out, or opt for delivery, Varsity Lanes, locally owned and operated, and the home of state bowling champions, and where amazing dining meets fun. Tempted? Visit or call us now. Have you made the call yet?
We did. All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Courts, where we are at halftime, and the OG Titans have a comfortable lead on the St. Mary's Rough Riders by a score of 32-12. Of course, we're going to get ready to bring us some stats. Kelly, you and Andy have some stats in the Kelly Strader?
Well, we definitely have stats. Waiting for some technical issues on the telestrator, but we'll see. If not, then Zach made a trip in here for nothing, but that's okay. We love seeing him up here.
Well, we'll go with stats until they get it worked out.
Well, St. Mary's scoring.
Here, I'll get out of your way.
We've got 12 total points, 3 by Huck Hertenstein, 3 by Aiden Meyerding, 2 by Caden Geiger. Clayton Rhodes has 2, and Blake Dingledine have 2. St. Mary's is 4 for 12, shooting 33%. Again, only 12 shot attempts compared to OG's 25. The big stat is the 13 turnovers that have been forced. Again, most of those have been in the half court and are problematic. Quick congratulations to Addie Vandekeur, who's the snowball dance queen. Bunch of much deserving girls down there. Always a cool thing to see them honored. For OG, scoring-wise, they're led by Heitmeyer with 9 points on 3 of 5 three-point shooting. You got Ellerbrock with 6, and then Peaster and Fortman with 4 apiece, followed by, I missed Yeager with 5. Dooling has 2, and Miller has 2. Again, that balanced scoring that we were talking about with OG is being weighed out here and showing up. Again, I think St. Mary's early liked the pace, but Joe, you kind of alluded to it. We couldn't afford to go down. I think it was 15-2 at the end of the first quarter. That's a tough hole to dig out of. We did a better job there in the second quarter of looking to score and taking advantage of some open looks, three-point wise. But again, those turnovers just keep stacking up.
Well, this is very similar to the score that the Rough Riders faced at halftime against the Walpock. And then they came back and they played under control. They shot good shots, and they put some points up, and they just kept plugging away. And
you know,
and I think
made a
that's
game
key,
out of it.
That's key to the second half. You're not going to have a 20-point play, so you got to pick away. You just can't let OG have their open threes.
And unfortunately for the Riders, the two offensive styles of Wapak versus OG are not similar. Wapak likes that low-scoring, slower-paced game. That comes from Coach Elkert's dad, who for years and years had at Jackson Center.
We went nose-to-nose with him when I was at Botkins, when he was at Jackson. It was just an onslaught of defensive.
And it was a lot of games in the 20s and 30s all the time. And Wapak now has that identity. They like that slugfest, low-scoring game, defensive game. Whereas again, talk to Coach McLaughlin in the pregame, and he wants a higher pace game, which he's getting right now.
I do think we're doing a good job of making them earn it in the half court.
Yes.
They're just earning it really well.
Yes.
They're not running and gunning on us. It's not up and down the court where, to be frank, we don't stand much of a chance against OG that way.
No.
We're forcing them into the half court. We're getting the kind of defensive stuff that we want.
Right.
It's just they're shooting at a really high percentage, and they're showing that they can play in the half court as well.
Okay, so we're yell at Zach over there. So we do have a clip. We finally got our technical issues figured out here, and the clip that they were able to save for us. We're looking at St. Mary's on the defensive end right now, and we're just kind of looking at some rotations that they have, and we're gonna pause it. Here, go directional change. Here we go. Okay, and we're just going to kind of watch at our rotations and pause it a couple times and look at things and see how well they're rotating and covering things. And like right here, we're in decent defensive position. We've got Reese Howe right here. Come on. Reese Howe right here covering this, kind of getting around that screen right there, getting through that to cover the ball, and then we'll got to move up here just a little bit. I keep making excuses that we're still learning this, and there we go. Okay, now right there, look at positioning wise. Where should everybody be? Huck Hertenstein has to come up. He can't, when he was down there too low, he's covering air. He's got to be able to come up and take that, because the Titans are doing a really nice job of penetrating into the zone. So that is something that you can't have three guys that low covering no one.
And you see the OG shooter in the bottom corner. You can't see what number he is, but he's wide open there. That really should be, I believe it's 21, Aiden Meinerding rotating out. If Huck takes Aiden's position, steps up and meets that guy, then the zone's able to match up and rotate out of it. And I thought St. Mary's, the first 4 or 5 possessions, did a really nice job of making OG reverse the ball multiple times. It was on the 3rd and 4th rotation that they were getting skewed.
Right.
This one, it was early in the possession.
Yeah. Hit that really soft spot there in the middle of the zone. And you're right, Andy, by him having the ball right here, it forces Meinerding to come down, and he's got an easy shot right there. And so we'll continue and play out the rest of the possession here. He ends up taking the shot and hitting it, but had he decided, back it up just a little bit, had he decided to spit it out, and it's one of those, if he's got the deadly three-point shooter right out here in this corner, boy, when he attacks, he draws him in, and boy, that's a nice thing there. And then also, I don't like the fact that right now, if you look at these guys, their heads are turned. They are not seeing the people coming in behind him. And so we've got a possibility of a guy crashing right through here. And we also have a possibility of this guy coming up through here untouched. And boy, we've got to do a better job of staying help side and facing up.
And in a game where possessions mean everything, we talked about like the turnovers, the 13 turnovers, but you give up 4 offensive rebounds, that's almost like a turnover. You know what I mean?
Right, it is. It's a possession.
And a lot of times it's a momentum generating turnover because you're getting a rebound in a place to score quickly.
Right.
And OG's been able to do that with their 4 offensive rebounds and their 13 turnovers, getting into good scoring position, and been able to extend a fairly comfortable halftime lead.
Right.
Again, but that can be flipped if you just keep grinding away, keep doing what you're. You can't get panicky. You can't try and become something that you're not. You can't be a run and gun deal now. You just have to trust your systems and continue working the process.
All righty, we're just about ready for second half action. The Rough Riders trail by 20 points, but here again, as I mentioned a moment ago, this is a very similar situation they found themselves in against Wapak and made a game out of it. But here again, Rough Riders cannot allow OG to jump out quickly here in the third quarter, and they got to hang on to the basketball. Rough Riders have the basketball. Casey Gross with it. Dingledine drives the paint, goes up, ball fake, goes up, got it. Nice ball fake.
There's the offensive rebound.
There's
shot put up by Brody
board.
Fortman, missed and then followed and got his shot back and put it up and in on the second try.
Brody Fortman relatively quiet in that first half, considering, again, he is the leading Titan scorer at 16 points a game.
But again, I think that's testimony to the well-coached nature of OG. They don't have to get theirs.
Right.
Super willing to do what it needs.
Spread the wealth.
Yep.
I'm getting the feeling that Coach Bargy talked about getting to the basket at halftime. You know, we've seen right away 2 very aggressive drives to the basket, and we've talked all year long about how the Riders sometimes get into the side-to-side, east-west kind of drives, and they got to put their head down and get to the basket, and so hopefully that continues.
OG coming the other direction. Shot put up by Fortman, missed. Ball loose on the floor, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Carson Yeager of OG.
Shot blocked by Huck Hertenstein.
That's his second of the game.
Here comes Gross, guarded by Mag. Hertenstein, not a particularly good throw, right at the feet of Hertenstein. Here comes Yeager, shot up, offensive foul. Blake Dingledine stands right in there and takes the charge.
Carson Yeager unhappy with the call, but if you watch Coach McLaughlin, he just kind of put his head down. I think he knew that was a good call.
Yeah.
Talking with Coach McLaughlin before the game, and he might be the elder statesman in the WBL, coaching-wise.
Really?
Yeah. Either him or Mark Triplett, as far as, yeah.
Mag with the basketball, gives it to Dooling, give it to Heitmeyer. Skip pass over, it goes to Shoemaker. Mag, Dooling, and we've got a whistle on the floor. Foul's going to be on
Clayton Rhodes, I believe.
Clayton Rhodes.
And he did a nice job of sliding his feet, but he got a little too handsy and kind of grabbed him around the waist.
Comes Reese Howe into the ball game. Rhodes will sit. Under to Dooling, shot up, whistle, foul. It's going to be on Minerding.
if we watch that on the replay, it was a simple screen across. It was not some really technical inbounds play.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simple stuff, if you execute it properly, it's undefendable though.
Dooling hits the free throw. He'll get one more. Checking in is Royce Ellerbrock.
Dooling only shooting 43% from the free throw line on the season, and that was nothing but net. Looked pretty good.
And he gets them both.
So he's his 5.6 point a game average. He is just under that right now.
Casey Gross with the basketball, crossover dribble. Kick it in the corner to Minerding. Down low it goes to Dingledine. Dingledine drives baseline, stops, needs help. Kick it out to Hertenstein for three, rolls it in.
Second.
Oh, second yes.
For him.
Yep. Hertenstein hits his second three of the night. Driving down low, Shoemaker. Nolan Dooling with the finish. You see it there on the Larry Schaff Auto Sale instant replay.
Riders cannot give up as much penetration as they are. They're forcing people to rotate over and help, and that's giving up just easy shots.
Gross for three, got it. That three will quietly get you back into a ball game, but you have to play some defense on the other end. Mag. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Fortman. Nice steal by Huck Hertenstein. Turnover for OG, gives the ball back to the Rough Riders. Here comes Gross. Reese Howell with the basketball. Left-handed dribble, drops it down to Hertenstein off the glass, won't go. Dingledine follow, won't go. Hertenstein with the board, won't go, but he's fouled. That's a good job of the Rough Riders right there, crashing the offensive glass. Had three shots at it.
And that was kind of the reverse of what the Riders have had. Sometimes going over to help, and then you end up giving up the offensive board because of it.
Hertenstein misses the free throw. Host of substitutions checking in. For the Rough Riders, number 12, Cale Rice is in. And I also want to say Monfort's in. No, but it's not.
No.
Who's the other one that came in? Just Rice?
Just Rhodes back if he was out.
A lot of dribbling by Ellerbrock. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Rice. Here comes Rhodes. Misses the layup. Rebound comes down.
Brody Fortman may have gotten a piece of that on that layup.
Yeah. Three-point shot won't go. Rebound Hertenstein. Here comes Howell. Foul's going to be called on OG's Brody Fortman.
The Titan defensive pressure has definitely eased in these last 3 or 4 minutes of this third quarter. Somewhat to be expected when you're up by 20,
well,
25.
I do think the way Casey Gross has handled the pressure out front has made that less effective, and so the half-court pressure, they're still taking space, and so again, it's hidden pressure. It's not the up and down that I was anticipating before the game. but it's aggressive half-court defense. It's well-coached man-to-man, and they do a great job of taking up any available space and making you uncomfortable.
Ellerbrock goes up with it. Hertenstein comes down with it. Here comes Dingeldine in the paint. Spin move goes up. The shot, nope, won't go. We've got a whistle. I think he was hacked in the act. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Yeager picks up the foul. That's what you need.
Yeah, score when the clock stopped.
Right.
Dingeldine hits the first. He'll get one more.
Dingeldine just shooting 60% from the free throw line. However, that percentage has been steadily rising the last probably 2 weeks. He started off pretty cold early in the season, so.
He's got them both. Good job by Cale Rice. I think the Rough Riders to this point in the third quarter has done a good job of holding their own. I mean, I don't think OG is running them off the floor, and the Riders are getting good shots. We've got a timeout on the floor. Titans lead 38-23. We'll be back.
Buffalo Wild Wings in St. Mary's, proud to support Rough Rider athletics and the Memorial Student Athletes. Join Buffalo Wild Wings for each Rough Riders football game, streamed on Rider Nation Station. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, drinks, sports.
TSC has streaming television services available in the Gigahood, delivered over our blazing fast fiber internet. Choose TV to fit your family's needs. Enjoy our basic package with all the local channels, or try the extended basic package with sports, news, music, and family entertainment. Download the Your TV Green app and use your Amazon Fire Stick to start watching today. Still need internet? Go to www.telcirco.com and choose the Connect Me button to complete the fiber connection form, and we'll take care of the rest.
(38-23) our score, 2:29 remaining here in the third quarter. Joe Hurlbert alongside Kelly J and Andy Rammel, Rider Nation Station, bringing you Western Buckeye League action tonight.
We were just
Grand
talking.
Lake Health Systems.
We were just talking off air, Joe, that that was a great timeout by Coach McLaughlin. The Titans came out in this third quarter. They've been outscored 11-6, and he needed to kind of reset the mindset, I think, a little bit. Got that 3, nice shot by Brayton Heitmeyer. But yeah, that was and there you go, some up the defensive pressure. I think it was one of those tongue-lashing timeouts.
Might have been.
Hey guys.
You're playing pretty sloppy.
Yeah.
Let's reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, we relaxed a little bit on that with that big 25-point lead, and maybe it's time to get back in gear. And, yeah.
Casey Gross guarded by Adam Mag. Again, the Rough Rider offense starting way out beyond the arc.
Well, a lot of side to side. And the Titans, I think, are over the foul limit, so. Yeah, so I think the
Titans.
Riders, get a little free throw action.
Yep, Titans' 5th team foul. Cale Rice will go to the line.
And again, we were talking during that timeout that, hey, if the Riders can trim this to 12 or so, hey, you never know. But you've got to take advantage of scoring when the clock stops.
Again, those 5 fouls are a result of St. Mary's aggressiveness on offense. They're attacking the basket.
You are exactly right.
Got them into a favorable position that way.
Mag to Heitkamp, back to Mag. And Cale Rice puts his hands on Mag. Foul on Rice. his first. Team's third.
That was good minutes for Kale. He's a guy who's had some limited time. Again, coming in and getting some minutes against this pressure defense. He handled it well. Was able to put a free throw in and contribute. That's big.
Suddenly, Ryder's getting a couple of hands fouls out front. And man, there's such a fine line between being aggressive on the ball and using your body as opposed to using your hands. And suddenly those calls.
And OG has pretty well put on a master class for how to do that.
They have. Boy, they have.
Again, Blake took a page out of their book there and closed that gap, got in there, took away some space without displacing him. But we can't
nice little pull-up jumper by Adam Mag.
Mag coming in at 3 points per game. Took that one up strong for the nice little jump shot.
Dingeldine with it. Over to Howell. Skip pass over to Hertenstein. Spin move, and he traveled.
Might have been aided a little bit in that.
Might have been. 30 seconds to go. We'll see if the Titans try to get the last shot.
Shoemaker with the basketball. Give it to Heitkamp.
Good defensive pressure by Casey Gross.
Yep.
Got the turnover.
I tell you, I'm really impressed with how Casey's played the second and third quarter. He's handled the pressure, made them have to play a half-court set of defense, and I think he's had a really nice game. Outside of he struggled a little bit the first couple possessions with turnovers, but settled in and has righted the ship like you would expect your senior to do.
Gross has it for the Rough Riders. We're at 10 seconds here in the third quarter. Hertenstein is going to take it down the paint, go up with the shot, and it's knocked out of bounds. The horn sounds the end of the third quarter with the Titans on top, 43-24. We're going to step away. We'll come back with the final 8 minutes of this ball game right after this.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their 3-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
The importance of quality driver's education for our teens is essential. Capabilities has provided classroom and in-car driving instruction for St. Mary's and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Live classroom and online options are available for our students. Capabilities also administers the Ohio BMV driver's exam for our students and the general public. Contact Capabilities today to learn more about our driver's education services.
All righty, back for the fourth and final quarter. Andy, Riders played well in the third.
Yeah, outscored them 12-11. Actually had it cut to 15 at one point and kind of right where you wanted to, and then OG showed the discipline to kind of fight back and put us back in this 19-point hole. Again, St. Mary's hasn't shown a lack of fight, and so you just really appreciate that. I've seen teams give up.
Yeah, OG really turned it up in the third quarter after the timeout by Coach Tyson McLaughlin. Like Kelly said, he probably got in their ear a little bit and said, come on, play some OG basketball, and they kind of picked it up a little bit at the end of the third quarter.
And I know as a coach and as a player, it's hard sometimes to keep your foot on the gas when you're up by 25 points. It really is. And it's a mentality, though, that you have to have. You have to want to crush teams.
Yep.
And just keep up that intensity the whole game. Like right there, you know, kind of a careless pass by the Titans. And again, right now the game is not in jeopardy for them, but you still got to execute.
You do. And Aiden Meinerding zigged when he should have zagged, and the ball goes out of bounds.
That's having that communication with your other player. You know, I remember in college the one girl, I knew every time where she was going. I just looked in her eyes and
well, we used to coach, you can't dance on that back cut.
Yep.
You either got to go or no. And so you see a little bit of that happening there.
And the rule of thumb is always you can never fake a back cut.
Yeah, and that's,
you can never fake a back cut.
And that's the dancing we were talking about, where you're like, I'm stepping here to go back, and then I popping out, stepping. It just never works out well that way.
Gross gets it across the timeline for the Riders. Drives right side, kick it in the corner to Howell for three. No, won't go. Rebound comes down to Shoemaker. They're in a hurry.
Oh, that was textbook right there.
Nice
Very
pass.
nice.
Nice finish by Carson Yeager. Yeager has 7 points for the Titans. Howell drives, give it off to Dingledine, goes up off the window, got it. Nice strong move by Blake Dingledine, the 6'1" senior. That's Blake's 8th point. Rough Riders are going to apply some pressure. Yeager's fouled by Meinerding.
Oh, on that shot by Dingledine, very nice penetration by Reese Howell that set up that score. And again, the attacking the basket, going to the basket is so vitally important for the offense. And they've done it much, much better in this second half.
And the thing you like about it is he didn't just like put his head down and bury it and go take a charge. Eyes were up, find the open man.
Rough Riders force an OG turnover.
That's OG's 12th turnover of the game.
Dingledine.
Much better movement by the Riders.
Hertenstein thinks about it, drives the paint, goes up with a strong shot, got it! And he's fouled. Nice strong move by Hertenstein.
Absorbing the contact, not something that we normally say with Huck Hertenstein, who, you know, looks like he could, you know, eat a couple pizzas and help out.
And then maybe weigh 10 pounds.
Yeah. But very nice job of taking the hit and finishing for the three-point play.
Again, Huck's one of those kids that's really worked his way into being a contributor.
Right.
I remember when he was a freshman, it was like, ooh boy. But
I think he got a third block.
We're going to call it on Gross. Casey Gross with the shove.
Yeah, Hertenstein definitely got a block on that one.
Oh, nice play. Nice. And we've got a foul now on Hertenstein.
Nice little inbounds play by Coach McLaughlin there. Riders looking for that squeeze down and just fell for the roll to the basket by Brody Fortman.
Brody Fortman at the line for the Titans. Rhodes and Rice.
Fortman with just his 7th point on the night. Coming in averaging 16 points, leading the Titan offense. He is a 65% free throw shooter.
OG is 8 for 8 from the free throw line tonight too. Again, if you want to keep extending the lead or stay in a safe distance, you got to put those in.
Right.
And they're doing a nice job. Step up with confidence and knock him in.
Meinerding picks up the basketball and throws it out of bounds. Those are the unforced turnovers that really drive a coach nuts.
And Andy talked earlier about the fact that they've really done a nice job in the full court, not so much in the half court. That's where they've had the majority of their turnovers.
Dooling. Nice little jump shot by Nolan Dooling.
That one all started with getting beat off the dribble at the top of the key.
Yeah, you can't take those chances. You just can't.
Kick it in the corner to Gross for three. Nope, won't go. Hertenstein Triton for the rebound. Rhodes comes down with it. Rice is going to launch one. Nope, hits the iron. Rebound comes down to Nolan Dooling.
Titans got away with a little travel on that one, too.
Peaster with the basketball, drives left side. We got a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Casey Gross. He's picked up 3 quick fouls here in the fourth quarter. Howell and Geiger coming back. Well, Blake Dingeldine. So Howell and Dingeldine checks in. Gross and Hertenstein check out. Peaster with the basketball. Give it to Ellerbrock. Back to Peaster. Are they going to spread the floor a little bit? Dooling. Looks like they're spreading the floor a little bit. Going to run a little clock, except for, as I say that, Ellerbrock throws up a 3, misses it. Here comes the Rough Riders.
More of a 5-out look offensively than a true run clock offense. Right. Just open post and everybody drive.
Rhodes needs help, gives it to Dingeldine. Dingeldine drives the paint, ball fake, spin move, ball loose. Dooling comes up with it and he throws it out of bounds. Last touch by the Rough Riders.
Yeah, that's one of those where you're taking it up against a 6'6" guy, and there's a huge size advantage. You just can't post up those guys and throw it into their arms.
Ryan Monfort checks into the ball game for the first time tonight. Peaster with the basketball. Give the ball to Leopold. Foul going to be on Rhodes. Yep, foul's on Rhodes, and that's 5.
Coach Bargy kind of emptying his bench a little bit here. Getting some guys some playing time that haven't played much.
John Youngs checks in, number 10.
Andy, you did the jinx on this one.
I should have said it earlier, because now they're 8 for 9 from the line.
Another substitution getting ready to check in. Caden Ibarra.
And I think Coach McLaughlin's doing the same thing. He's doing a little subbing, although he's been actively subbing the whole game, but yeah, getting some other guys in here.
They're still going to put pressure on the basketball.
Oh yeah, they're not going to drop off in any way.
Monfort with it.
Got John Youngs into the game for the Riders, and let's see.
Howell's going to launch a 3. Nope, back of the iron. Rebound comes down to Leopold. And foul is going to be called on Kale Rice. Looks like they got their feet tangled up. So Grant Leopold will be at the line for the OG Titans. 2:36 remaining. Boy, they've missed 2 in a row. They're starting to go south. It's 1 of 2.
That would be his first free throw make of the season.
Really?
He's only had a couple attempts, so it's,
okay.
yeah.
All right. We'll extend some grace.
Yep.
In the corner it goes. Bear with it. Howell goes up off the window, won't go, batted around. Rebound comes down to Landon Peaster. All the way up it goes. Shot put up and in by Grant Leopold.
Yeah, the guards for St. Mary's did not rotate back when Reese Howell attacked the basket.
Monfort had it, gives it to Howell. Ball picked. This will be an easy 2. Well, I thought it was. Good job by Howell, hustling down to pick up the foul to prevent an easy 2. Yeah, I don't think he was in any hurry to get to the hoop either.
Grant Leopold will return to the free throw line to see if he can tack on a couple more, which he did.
Ellerbrock back into the ball game, as is Owen Veerhoff. Veerhoff, 6'7", junior. Rice, reverse layup. Does not go.
That was a wild affair there.
Yes, it was.
The Titans giving a clinic on pushing the ball up the floor. Ryder's not doing a very good job of getting back on the misses. Parker Heckman coming in at a 75% free throw shooter. Not many attempts, but he's hitting what he's taking.
Missed the free throw. OG has the rebound. Ellerbrock with it. Leopold.
Bruno Clabundi into the game.
OG doesn't have to be in any hurry.
Great penetration by everybody.
Nice stick back by the big fella.
Owen Veerhoff.
Yep. Under 40 to play here in the ball game. Monfort in the paint. That's something you never see. 3 seconds.
Yeah, true. Ryder's just doing a lot of side to side here as we finish out this game.
Monfort off the window, won't go. Rebound, here comes the Titans.
And they will mercifully just dribble it out and run out the clock.
Who was that last basket by?
Bruno Clabundi.
Bruno Clabundi scores the last basket of the game. The Titans win it by a score of 57-31. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the stats and we'll wrap things up from Grand Lake Health Systems Court right after this.
The importance of quality driver's education for our teens is essential. Capabilities has provided classroom and in-car driving instruction for St. Mary's and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Live classroom and online options are available for our students. Capabilities also administers the Ohio BMV driver's exam for our students and the general public. Contact Capabilities today to learn more about our driver's education services.
St. Mary's traditions include football, SMAB, and Fowler's TV. Founded in 1957 by Richard and Peggy, Fowler's TV is celebrated, like a Rough Rider first down, for its dedication to high-quality electronics, custom installations of indoor and outdoor TVs, Sonos sound systems, surveillance systems, and so much more. With 12 months of special financing available on approved credit, shopping local has never been better. Fowler's knowledgeable and friendly staff uphold the tradition of exceptional customer care, servicing only what they sell with the same or next day service.
Albert Sporting Goods, outfitting your team since 1980. Our products consist of individual and team equipment for all community organizations, club teams, high school and collegiate sports. We personalize your gear with embroidery, screen printing, digitizing and graphic design with on-site services to deliver quality uniforms, spirit wear, and fulfill every equipment need. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Court one final time. The OG Titans win it, going away 57-31. With the win, the Titans run their record to 9-3, 4-1 in the Western Buckeye League. The Riders drop to 2-11 overall, 0-5 in the Western Buckeye League. Here to take a look at the final game stats. Once again, here's Andy and Kelly.
Okay, starting off with OG, they had their balanced scoring as we expected coming in, led by Brayton Heitmeyer with 12 points on 4 of 6 3-point shooting. Then Brody Fortman had 9, Nolan Dooling had 8, Carson Yeager 7, Royce Ellerbach 6, and then a flurry of others, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others scored 2 or fewer points, again, to balance that scoring. They had 13 turnovers for the game, 23 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds. But again, the story of the game is St. Mary's with 21 turnovers. So their defensive pressure, especially in the half court, was super impressive tonight. As far as shooting goes, OG was 15 for 30 from 2-point and 5 for 12 from 3-point, and a really solid 12 of 16 from the free throw line to round out their scoring. For St. Mary's, Huck Hertenstein had a really solid game tonight, scoring 10, coming in off the bench. And Blake Dingledine neared his scoring average of 8 for the season. Then we had, again, mixed scoring for St. Mary's with Aiden Meinerding at 3, Caden Geiger, Clayton Rhodes at 2, Casey Gross had 3, Cale Rice scored a point, and so did Bruno Klubunde had that ending field goal there for 2 points for him. St. Mary's shooting 6 for 22 from the 2-point and 4 of 9 from 3. Again, that 6 of 22 kind of tells you the story of the game. That combined with the 21 turnovers and allowing, again, OG to have 8 offensive rebounds. You're giving a team of OG's scoring caliber 29 extra looks at the basket. That's never a good recipe to compete in the WBL, especially a league that's just going to play solid. Again, I applaud St. Mary's for not quitting their effort, especially early in the third quarter, attacking the basket. They were able to cut the lead the lead that was 21 at halftime, I believe, or right near 20 at halftime, down to 15. Caused Coach McLaughlin to call a really well-timed timeout to reset his troops, and they came out and extended their lead and kind of showed the aggressiveness that they showed in the first quarter to build up that 20-point lead, and then kind of put the game away at the end, again, with super solid decision-making and free throws. Again, OG just continues to show why they are one of the bell cow programs in the WBL. They do a lot of the little things right. And we've talked about why that works sometimes, but I think one of the things that contributes to that is they do have 3 feeder schools coming into them. They have Ottawa, they have Glandorf, and then they have St. Paul's. So they've got guys who are used to playing roles, and when they come together here, they buy into their system, and you see the result. Right. Coach McLaughlin probably wasn't happy with the record last year, but it's a short-lived little hiatus. The norm is what you see here. And They showed the ability to win in multiple ways against the St. Mary's team that is, like we talked about, challenge scoring and has to win a certain way. They didn't let us play that way.
Right. They hit their scoring average of coming in at 56 points a game. They get 57. Dropped their defensive average by 8 points. So yeah, and they're going tomorrow to play Findlay, another team that's struggling this year. And so it's a chance for the Titans to kind of get a win streak going here, as they still have a couple of tough teams in the WBL yet that they have to tackle. And Joe, you said that there's a potential upset in the making right now in the WBL.
Yes, and going into the fourth quarter, Wapak trails Van Wert, I think by 13 points.
So then suddenly that kind of throws things into a different light.
It does.
For the Titans, see what happens. For the Riders, they're just kind of continuing to try to evolve as a team and improve every week, and hopefully Tuesday they can come in against Woodward and get a winner.
And there's a 4-minute stretch of really good film that they put at the start of the third quarter. You know what I mean? That was good offensive basketball, the kind of thing that you can, as a coach, say, hey, this is what we need to extend this 4-minute stretch into an 8-minute stretch, and then into a 12-minute stretch. And then, again, St. Mary's has shown the willingness and the ability to compete with teams record-wise we may not belong with.
Right.
But again, it's one of the things that when I was coaching in Botkins with Coach Brett Meyer, we always tried to chunk it into 4-minute segments. And can you win that 4-minute segment and then start stringing those together, you start winning ball games.
Yeah.
And I think St. Mary's needs to take that approach.
And we should re-congratulate Addie Vandekeer for being named the Snowball Queen. Very prestigious honor.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that's not like a harbinger of what's to come snow-wise.
Exactly.
Yes, well, we might need.
If she has any influence on the actual snowball stuff,
absolutely.
Close that down a little bit for us.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for Rider Nation Station tonight. The OG Titans win it going away by a score of 57-31. Our next regular scheduled telecast is planned for Tuesday. It's a reschedule of a game against Toledo Woodward. We're on a wait and see type mode to see how the weather transpires over the next 3 to 4 days, and we'll see what happens. If not, we'll be here to bring you the game. So once again, thanks to our outstanding crew, Hunter Wendell, Doug Spencer on camera, Logan Yelton, Rich Spencer down pushing all the buttons. And for my colleagues, Andy Rammel, Kelly J., I'm Joe Hurlbert. Until next time, so long, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.